Knowing the secret I'm about to tell you will change your life if you're willing to make the mindset and money habit changes that are required to achieve financial freedom and independence. So when I started in the mortgage industry as a loan officer, I felt like I was too young because I was around 25. Like, why would somebody listen to me? It definitely affected me those first few months when I was trying to learn how to make money, fully commission-based. Self-doubt and fear, I have learned, are two of the biggest, if not biggest, killers of dreams for most of us. So I made this video with you to share with you how I worked through self-doubt as a loan officer, because the answer isn't always simple and easy, because for the most part, the things that we need to get past are ourselves. So if you're new to this channel, my name's Megan Marsh. I'm a 20-year veteran, loan officer, mortgage broker owner who now has stepped out of originating loans after closing 300 a year to help other loan officers and mortgage brokers start and run their own mortgage businesses. So they had support, experience behind them. So for me, the way that I got past fear and self-doubt after starting to crush it as a loan officer was I got fired. And I'm not joking. So it blows my mind when I think back to the woman that I was 13 years ago when I was closing 120 loans a year, like never skipping a beat, 5 years in a row, never considering that I was made to own and run a business. Because when I worked for someone, I would cry all the time. I wasn't happy. I was burnt out, but I couldn't see what my options were because I never even considered that I could do this on my own and I could do a much better job than where I was. I thought starting a business was something that my husband should be doing. It's even embarrassing to say that, but I'm just being honest and truthful. But because I want to be honest with you here, it took my husband joining me in a meeting with the company owner of the first company I worked for 20 years ago for me to even agree to go to 100% commission base as a loan officer. When I say I understand being fearful, thinking small, like I really do. And now that I got shoved after being fired as the top producer into I'm never going to work for someone again after that, once I stepped into my big girl pants and sat in my big girl seat and realized I did have what it took, like I'm one of the biggest entrepreneurs you will ever meet. I own and run multiple businesses and have business partners and people who work at our company. So I also encourage to do things for themselves. The difference though is that when I got fired, I didn't have time to think about being afraid or if I should do it or what should I do and look at comparing options, which is what most of us in the mortgage industry do. When we know we need to leave somewhere and go somewhere else, we usually will go for the safer option. Like my safer option was I stayed put and closed the same amount of deals for 5 years in a row. The beautiful thing about crazy situations like the one that I went through is that once that they're over, you get to have clarity and see things for what they are. And I was 100% capable of owning my own mortgage business. I closed enough loans. I have the work ethic. I just didn't have the guts to leave the place I worked at for 8 years. And so it's really impacted me now, and I'm still in the mortgage business, but I'm doing something different. It gave me the guts to step out of originating and start working on helping and offering to help all of you. You know, we make good money in this business. I was closing 300 loans. That was a big ask to step away from, but because of my experiences, my drive to help other people realize that they had it too was stronger. And it took me 8 years to step away from a loan officer position that paid me 75 basis points, where I didn't grow my business, because I was so tied to that 6-figure number I started earning when I was 27 years old, right? We get scared that we're not going to be able to provide for our family. Like, what's going to happen? Are people going to use us? And so I believe if you've invested the time and energy in your mortgage career to building a solid book of business within someone else's business, that you have the ability and the opportunity to start something that's your very own. I also understand that this is not for everyone, but if you've wondered, maybe dreamt of it, and you've wanted something bigger, then you owe it to yourself to understand what's possible and then ask yourself, am I afraid? Am I holding myself back? Because I promise you, you can always flip back the other way. It's very easy and you don't lose any money. Nobody holds your pipeline hostage. So if you're one of those LOs who already has a great book of business and are making a comfortable living for you, your family, but you've always wondered if you could do more with your business, be more for your team, your community by building a legacy, keep wondering until you listen to this video and until you book a call. There is this injustice that I see in the mortgage industry when talking to loan officers every day, every week. There is no clear roadmap or path to the next level in our career. What do you work towards and build that will pay you dividends after all the dedication that you've made to your referral partners and your clients? Like most people, when they build a business, they're selling a business. They're receiving something at the end. And so learning how to do that is part of what my mission is. Now, the problem with this is that I talk to people who have worked so hard for 10, 15, even 20 years building somebody else's business, but they're working as hard as an entrepreneur works. Like we work our butts off to get referrals and secure business relationships. And then in the blink of an eye, some of these people I talk to, it's all taken away and snuffed out. In a day, loan officers who have built branches, regions, if they're not needed, the company determines it's gone. So LOs who transition to another company's model have their clients called. I mean, you all know this stuff if you've ever been through a transition. And that's why I will never, ever transition again. And yes, I believe there's some good companies out there, but there's enough of the not so great ones. And for some reason, our industry does this thing that really has created an injustice for all of us that should own businesses. So I decided I was going to do something about it. And I needed to find a way to stand up to the injustice. And it's why I created Collab Lending Franchise and Collab Broker Concierge, so that successful loan officers didn't have to skip a beat and didn't have to focus on non-money making things, and they could own their own business. So we're here, we have answers, and we have a system, tools, community that will embrace you, show you how to go to a whole nother level in your business and your life. There's a link in the description. If you want to talk to me or someone on my team, it's there. Otherwise, you can just watch our videos and do it on your own. Hopefully these videos inspire you. But let's now finish this video with how do you work through that fear? Because most likely you're not going to get fired tomorrow, but you have this nagging thing that you want to do something. So let's talk about 3 things that are true, okay? Because I find that coming back to what's true and what's real. So number 1, financial freedom. So financial freedom, I believe, is making enough money that you can work when you want, as much or as little as you want, from where you want, and not have someone telling you what and how to do things. Sounds nice, right? But how do you get from where you are now, where you work for someone and you're told how to do things, to where you want to be? And the truth for most of us is that we're taught in the beginning to follow a set of beliefs. Get a job, make money, make more money, save money, right? That's why I was afraid to even go into a commission-based job when my husband came into a meeting with me. It's our mindsets. That's where I was holding myself back. And luckily, I have a partner in life who pushes me way beyond my limits. If you don't, I hope that this will push you and help you start thinking differently. I want you to imagine for a minute what that journey looks like as a loan officer. If you want to know the secrets, like the insider tips to achieving success as a mortgage broker and avoid all the mistakes and just hit the ground running, then keep listening here, because the reason success can be so challenging to achieve as an individual mortgage broker has nothing to do with originating loans. Most people can go open their own brokerage and they can keep originating the loans that they've always originated. What it has to do with is knowing how to run a company profitably, efficiently, creating systems and resources that serve not only you, but other people, picking the right lenders, hiring, managing, delegating. You have to know and learn how to move past single person success, which is single person systems that are in our heads. So this is where the fear comes in, where most people fear starting a business and leaving that secure income that they have. You don't have this if you're already consistently closing loans. You don't have to fear this. And here's why. Number 2, people start businesses and leave 9-to-5s all the time, and they have no business already. as loan officers, if you're closing 4, 5, 6 loans a month, you have started to learn how to build a business. You just aren't doing all the parts to it yet. So listen to my example. Let's say you live in an area, your average loan amount's $350,000, and you're closing, let's say, 5 loans a month on average. So that means you're closing about $1.7 million on average. As a mortgage broker owner, that means you're bringing in revenue of $43,750 approximately a month. That's $500,000 in annual revenue that you are literally going to step into if you start your own business. You have one of the most low-risk positions to springboard from of people considering starting a business. We have just been stuck in the mortgage industry for so long that we don't have the normal person's reality. Starting a business as a loan officer with a book of business is one of the most sure things that you can ever do. And then the third thing is, what are the things you're missing? And only you're going to know this, because it's most likely the things you fear. Maybe it's, I don't know how to do licensing. I don't know compliance. I'm not good at paperwork, HR, setting up systems, right? Any of those things. And I'll be honest with you here in this part, I didn't know what I was doing when I first started my business, and I'm not good at any of those things. And so things were messy at times, and I spent money on things I didn't need. I spent a lot of money trying to figure stuff out. But now there are ways to get help with these things. And you have $500,000 to spend on getting the help. And I bet you are currently paying about $100,000 to $200,000 of it for someone else to do that for you wherever you're working. Well, guess what? Help is a lot less than that. And I am not even talking about the help that my company provides at Collab Lending Franchise and Collab Concierge. We didn't have us. So we went out and hired non-mortgage coaches to help us figure out how to run our business properly. But now you've got both options you can look into. So at the end of the day, my message to you is to try to start clearing your head and seeing your position for what it is. You probably are in a better position than you think you are. Know that there's help out there for the things you fear the most. In a worst case scenario, just get yourself fired. I'm joking. But if you want to take the first step in the right direction and make your goals start to really happen in 2025, connect with me. And I will invite you into one of our team trainings or a monthly huddle. Get a glimpse of what taking control of your future looks like. I've done this before, and I would love to have you join us. I'm serious. If you got value out of this video today and my journey, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, leave a comment below telling me what your goals or questions are for 2025 in the mortgage industry. That's the first step, and I want to hear them. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.